So I have a situation, right? And I want to talk to the ladies that are really gonna understand this. Have you ever just held your nigga down, right? Like held your dude down, and you felt as though he was constantly making mistakes, and those mistakes were partially or hugely because you were not being listened to? So I have this client, right? And she feels that she is not being listened to. And so I said, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna do a video about your story. And I'm gonna ask the people to give me their perception. Like, have you ever like went into business with your partner, but your partner took it over, or had a dream or a vision and your partner took it over? Or on another spectrum, your partner didn't invest, your partner was always telling you next time, next time, next time. And then I think one of the biggest complaints with women is it's like when men make certain moves and they fail in those moves, then you didn't want to listen to the woman when you were making the decisions. You just went off and did all your own and forgot that they were a couple, and forgot that she was your better half, and you just did what you did, and then all of a sudden everything came down and failed. So the first failure, you're like, as a woman, you're like, I'm riding with you, I got you, I'm riding with you. And then let's say he do it again, and he's like, I this is my fault, I'm gonna do this, da 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 da. But every time they fail partially in part because they are not listening to your voice. So this post is really for the woman who feels like she is, one, suffering from her mate's decision, two, feeling like her voice is not being heard, three, frustrated in the decisions that her mate has made because she may know or feel that she could have contributed. Because I think that a lot of women feel like that their spouses listen to everybody but them. And I want to say to that woman, I want to say to that girl that's feeling that, and I'm going to tell you just what I told my client. She's like, and I had one client too. She was like, he's helping him, and he's helping this guy, and this guy got in some trouble, and he's taking our money, and he's helping these people. These people are not for him. I'm telling you, if you're a woman watching this, I know you've been here. I know you've done that. Watch your dude, your guy, your husband, your man, your mate make a decision with y'all money that you just didn't understand, and it put y'all in a negative space, and you feel like every time you get money or you get a blessing, now you got to turn around and help keep getting him out of his mess because he's not considering you when the blessings are high, or he's not listening. And I told this particular client, I said, let me tell you something. Even when you don't like what they're doing, I have three things for you ladies. I have three keys for you. One, I know your mama told you when you got married. I know, no. Let me, not your mama, because your mama wouldn't tell you that. But I know the preacher told you when you got married to share everything's 50-50. But I'm telling you, it's not going to always be 50-50. And I don't care what they say. It is not going to be always 50-50. You can love a man, you can be in his corner, you can be his better half, but you better have your own bank account. You better learn how to stash your own money. There's so many women that end up separate that I have counseled, or end up divorced that I have counseled, that don't have nothing. So they find themselves dealing in relationships or staying in relationships because they can't do anything on their own. Not only that, if the man has left them, and a lot of times left them for another woman, prettier, younger, skinnier, whatever, if the man has left them, or he just hard-headed, don't listen, whatever the situation, and y'all broke up, divorced, whatever, you're sitting there stuck with nothing, because the whole time you were more concerned about the glow up than you were about preparation. One of the biggest ways that we as women can make men better is to teach them how to do what they need to do about money. People used to say, well, how do you save, and how do y'all got all this, da da da. Listen, I remember one time I was when we first got together, my credit wasn't right. My husband would give me money. I wasn't shopping. I was fixing my credit. and I was building up my bank accounts. So there were a lot of times when we had rough times, I had money put up to help my husband. And in doing that, I was being his better half. Two, if he not listening to you, if he's not considering you, then quietly build your own. Sometimes you have to show that man, that husband, that lover, that friend, that you can do it. You know, there is a power in always having to go to your husband for money and not having your own. There's a power in that. There's a control in that. You know, and I see too many women sitting up being pretty and cute, but they don't have no business. They don't have no life. They don't have no power. They don't know how to get a tax ID number, create a 501c3, or they don't know how to do anything. Especially pastor's wife. Y'all better learn how to get a job and do something different, because you're going to end up stuck with nothing. 3, don't be in that relationship forever and don't get your credit right. Don't be in a relationship with a man forever and don't get your credit right. You have got to be out your mind if he had bought you 5 bags worth $2,500 and your credit is worth $10,000 to be cleared, and you chose purses and shoes over your credit. You got to be out your mind. You got to be out your mind. You got to be out your mind. And that's why you're dealing with what you're dealing with. So I'm telling you, you have to learn, ladies, to shut your mouth. You have to learn that you can argue with them niggas all day long. And I said Negroes. You can argue with them all day long, but guess what? They are going to still do what they want to do. So when you argue with somebody, if you arguing by yourself, then who ends up crazy, you or them? So I'm telling you, ladies, get your own. It's a wonderful thing. I love my husband, and I'm into my husband, all of that. But I will never be so into him that I don't have my own built up, that I don't have my own money saved up, that I don't have my own way to generate wealth. Because sometimes men leave, and then what are you left with? Especially if you left with kids. What are you going to do? And too many times when men leave, they money go with them. When I first got divorced with my first husband, I've been married 2 times, both long times. I'm married now. My second husband. But my first husband, I was married 7 years. When he left and decided to cheat and do what he was doing, then all of a sudden my kids wasn't his. You know what they do, right, ladies? My kids wasn't his. And then he didn't want to give me no money because the money was going to go with me in his head. And clearly I was taking care of my kids. That's what Negroes do. They make the babies, but they don't want to pay for them later. And it's sad because I would say there's a more higher percentage of men that don't want to take care of responsibility than of men that say, listen, I'm a dog. I don't want to be with you. I'm cheating. I'm doing this. Let her cry, whatever, and man up and just take care of your responsibilities. Man up. So I'm telling you, ladies, where he won't man up in 2020, you got to man up too. You got to woman up and man up. You have got to be the one in your family that is putting the money aside where he won't, that is making sound decisions where he won't, that is cleaning your credit up where he won't, because if he fall, you going down with him. So what good is it of you to be his wife when all you there is for a sexual encounter? When you can't help pull him up in all areas, and that